Hi, I'm Kathleen.
And I'm Sean.
And you're listening to the Dead Baby Bear podcast.
Dead Baby Bear.
Ooh.
Long story. Are we on? We're good.
We're on.
There's probably an ad playing.
Yeah, I know. I love how, I love
This
how...
episode of Dead Baby Bears
Brought to you by.
Yeah.
And
I
like,
wish
fuck.
because I just bought a pair of Spanx today. They're fucking expensive.
Why don't you just lose weight? I'm kidding. I thought I tried to say the meanest thing.
Because I'm
Because
lumpy.
you're thin. You're a lot thinner than I am.
But it's
If we
because I'm
both got
lumpy. Even skinny girls wear Spanx because we're told we
Really?
have to look flat everywhere.
Because men.
Yeah, exactly. Because fuck the patriarchy.
The number of fucking things women blame on men. Is it like, and a lot of them are real, but some of them are.
Most of them are real.
Some of them are made up.
Like what's made up?
Spanksy makeup, dressing up stuff for men. That's phony.
Okay. So you're okay. So
That's phony baloney.
okay. So we should stop wearing.
You're doing it
that.
for yourselves and each other because
Okay.
other women are the ones that you look great in that. Oh my God, what do you do with your eyebrow? Like it's a
We
conversation
do that to
starter
impress
for
people,
women.
but like, how many guys are going to talk to you if you're not wearing makeup and you don't have a nice out? Like, really, Sean?
You're dressing
Every time I don't wear makeup, they're like, "You look sick. What's wrong with you?"
You're gonna meet the guy you were destined to be with. You know what I mean? You're gonna miss your soulmate if you're all fucking clowned out.
I already have my
know?
soulmate.
Because let's say you're a 6.
Yeah.
You're supposed to run around with a 6.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing, other 6? But then you put your fucking crazy clown shit on.
Yeah.
And then you attract an 8, and now it never quite
There
works
are
out. It
some-
never really works
There
out.
are some like major catfish people, like makeup people on TikTok, where they're women that literally like have no teeth and they look like they're 80 years old, and then they do their makeup and they look like a fucking porn star, and it's like, whoa,
That's pretty awesome.
That's crazy what
That's
makeup
pretty
can
awesome.
do. That's insane.
It's pretty amazing what women can do to their face
To
improve it.
To improve it.
If you just
the only thing a guy can do to improve his face is grow a beard.
there's nothing. I mean, that's women definitely are better at that. Like if you just gave a man like, okay, here's all my shit.
Yeah.
Here's all my brushes and my powders and my creams, and you go ahead and make yourself look better in 20 minutes or
Yeah.
whatever. We'd come out looking like a fucking frosted cake. We'd just come out like, you look awful. We would look sick and gold. We'd make ourselves gold mostly.
You'd put too much bronzer on. You'd be
We'd
way
be
too
bronzed
shiny.
right out. And then we wouldn't want to start from scratch because we're lazy.
Yeah.
So we'd just be like, fuck it. How do you get rid of gold? Like, and then we'd put more. We'd just be caked
We should
up.
do that next time we tape. I'll bring my makeup and you can do your
Makeup challenge.
Makeup challenge. We'll start a new challenge online.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll get huge traction.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll.
The best way to get traction nowadays is say something terrible and awful.
Yeah. Or, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
Say something awful and terrible.
But why would you want that kind of traction?
I don't know.
Why would you want people to hate you? I don't get that. I don't get
Yeah, I
that wanting
don't-
to be hated. Or
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm so dangerous.
I don't know if I
My
could ever
words
do.
hurt.
Because you're doing like the 50-50 game, right? Where
Yeah.
like 50% of people will like you.
Yeah.
And then the other 50. So it's politics. Like you're a politician.
Yeah.
Where you're like, I'm going to make the left hate me, and then their rage
Yeah.
will basically be free advertising.
I mean-
I don't need to buy Twitter ads and Facebook ads and shit
No.
on it. I don't need to like have some marketing campaign
Yeah.
if my enemies are doing that work for me.
Well, it's smart, but it's
My
also
enemies are my marketers.
it's smart, but it's also a little cheap to win over the right. Like it's smart because like there's not that many artisty people. Like most of them they don't want to be associated with the right. But if you're a comedian and you associate yourself, you're gonna win a huge fan base. But look at you really want that fan base? Like you think like be like Nicole Arbor and like just have the most disgusting
guess.
people following you, and there's like it just seems like
But you have the option of being like, I don't know them at all.
whenever I see people pulling stunts like this, I'm always just like, you just want to be famous so bad. You're trying everything to be famous, like other than being funny and like writing and being good at comedy.
Yeah, I want to have thousands of dollars and wake up at 11 a.m.
Yeah,
you
you just want to be famous. Like you don't.
I want the lifestyle. Yeah, the most of them. That's like I want the lifestyle that goes with fame. What lifestyle is that? I wake up at like fucking 11, post a video or some shit.
That's my life.
Yeah,
but I'm not rich.
Right.
But I'm comfortable.
But it'd be nice to be rich also.
It would be lovely to be rich also. Maybe I'll write a book.
We should talk about that on a podcast one day.
About what?
I'm just kidding. 'Cause
Being
it comes
rich?
up every single podcast.
About Kathleen wanting
Us
to be
having
rich?
not much money, but it would be fun to have more. And we hate people that do have it.
I fucking hate him. Hate him. I went to
drug. I like the other spectrum too, because like I was driving here today. Like that's the thing you notice about like drug people that are on drugs.
Oh, what did you see? Because I'll tell you what I saw.
They have energy. They got a lot of energy.
Yeah.
These guys. They got fucking energy.
They do.
They got way more energy than us.
It's called amphetamines.
Yes.
I have just a little bit of amphetamines in my.
But they're like, whoa! They're just like I saw a guy go across the street on just a full green.
Yeah.
Like everybody's
Oh,
going.
yeah.
It's 5:05 p.m. in Edmonton downtown.
Oh, yeah.
And he just fucking a little amphetamine and he just twinkle toes across.
Did he have his like pants kind of halfway down his
maybe
to his knees? Because this might have been. I saw a guy shitting in the street.
Shitting in the street.
And then he stands up, pulls his pants up, goes over to a garbage can, starts throwing garbage everywhere. Then
That's
he's like
awesome to
screaming.
lose control like that.
Yeah,
Because he's on ayahuasca all the time.
Oh yeah, he's fucked up.
He's going through a very, he's going to come out of this one day and be like, I've figured out there's a secret of life. Well, how did you do it? I was on ayahuasca for 20 years, shitting in the streets, picking through garbage for more stuff I can shit out later.
I always find weird shit around my dumpster, but this is the weirdest one so far. A bunch
Public shitting
of
is
human hair.
Human hair.
Like it looks like somebody like went crazy, like a woman went crazy and cut all of her hair off. And then I'm like, is that? I'm like freaking. I'm like, was a woman killed in my parking lot? Like, what is happening? It's so bad in Edmonton. Right? It is. I do not like where
your
I live.
area.
I
You
fucking
really,
hate
you're
where
the
I live.
canary in the coal mine of.
It is the
society.
coal mine of crazy.
Yeah.
Another dumpster issue?
Oh, I had to dumpster dive the other day.
Oh yeah, did he go in like feet first or
No.
was it a belly flop?
No, I had to dumpster dive.
You.
Yes.
You a diving
Because
dumpster.
I was carrying garbages out and I had my car keys in this hand and I had garbages and Adam keys in this hand and I threw everything and then I was like, where are Adam's keys? And then I looked and it was not a full dumpster, so they were way down. There was gross shit in there.
you were
stuff.
at the dump.
No, in my back. I have
In
a
your-
dumpster in my apartment. Like that's how I
Right.
throw out my garbage.
Oh no, so you had to go to ooh.
So
you could get it from the top. Somebody could throw more garbage on top of
Yes.
you. Ooh.
So it's literally
I like it.
just starting to rain too.
I like this.
So I ran inside and I grabbed some long tongs.
Long to tong tong tongs.
Long dong tongs. I got some long dong tongs.
Long to dong dong tongs.
And so I come out there and I see this woman like diving in, and I was like, "Oh my god, do you see my keys in there?" Because I don't know if she saw them, but if she got them, she
So
could have
somebody-
stolen
oh,
my
so
car and
she-
gotten into my apartment.
Fuck. So she was just looking for a half a sandwich. You wanted a $8,000 machine's keys.
Yeah. So
wow. So what did she do?
Well, she's like, "Oh, where are they?" So I was like, "Oh, they're right there." I was like, she was already leaning in. So this is rude white privilege.
So you'd already made the decision.
White privilege Kathleen was like, "Well, I'm going to see if she can get them first."
I'll give this. Well, I mean, I'll give this bitch $10.
I would
right?
have given her 20 if she had gotten them, but she was
Yeah.
too short. She couldn't
too
reach
short to
them.
reach the
So
key.
I had to like lean in and I grabbed them, and I was like covered in garbage, and I had to
You're
go
like,
get
"Why
my
is there
hair done.
There's semen in this diaper.
Yes,
Why is there semen in a diaper?
so disgusting.
Old
this shit
sex.
Old sex. So yeah, that was my dumpster diving
This brief is
experience.
filled with semen and my keys.
I don't ever want to. I don't ever want to be a dumpster diver.
I
But
just
there's
saw a yogurt container filled with dog's eyes. What the fuck? There's 10 dog's eyes in this yogurt container. What the fuck's wrong with you, yo play? So you did get your keys though.
I did get them, yeah. Yeah, if I would have. Plus, it also had my fob, so if I had to replace that, that's like $500.
So you got your fobs and your tongs.
Yeah.
Just like a straight white trasher.
Yeah, that was me. But yeah, there's a new tent popping
Did you have
up
to tell
every
that
single
bitch to get out of there? Did you have to be like, no, get out of there and I'll get the fucking keys?
No.
Or were you both in the dumpster at the same time?
No, she was in there already. Not in the dump. She was leaning in, and I was like, "Can you reach them?" And she tried, and she couldn't reach them, even with the tongs.
I
so
thought
I
you
was
caught
like,
her in there, like looking
well, I
for stuff.
caught her on the outside looking in, but I knew she was coming. Like I saw her at the other dumpster, so I ran because I'm like, "Oh God, I gotta catch up before this person." I don't know if person's gonna Like seriously, they could walk into my condo. They could
do, what was that show where those like storage units? What was that storage unit?
Storage Dumpster Wars.
Yeah, Dumpster Wars. Where you have like 8 homeless people, and you're
fight.
like, these 8 dumpsters are filled with garbage. Which one will be yours? And then you get to kind of peek and take a look in the dumpsters, and then have a quick
I see a still
sniff.
sealed roast chicken that's probably 8 days old, but
Yeah, that one. Those bananas are still edible.
yeah.
That means there's something under those bananas.
Yeah.
Somebody that's throwing away bananas that aren't brown yet, that fucker has got something else in there. Might have some car keys. That would be cool. Like dumpster wars,
fun.
where
Dumpster
people
wars.
like, this is another great idea.
I mean, this is where the world is heading anyway.
It is.
Dumpster
And then they
wars.
interview homeless people like, well, I'm going with dumpster 3.
Yeah.
Because I think there's some shit in there. And then you get to see like somebody comes out filled like just pizza boxes and fucking
Full
sauce
pizza.
all over them. But they also have like a vacuum. They're like, it's a Dyson.
Somebody threw out a Dyson.
Somebody threw a Dyson into this fucking hell of shit.
Well, and so I was at the Calgary Stampede this week, and this is
Fun.
I'll talk about that after. But we met these like 2 girls at this party, and we were just hanging out with them. And one of the girls works at a car dealership. She paints cars, but she said they're stealing Cadillac converters or whatever. I don't know what it's something.
No, you're right. It's Cadillac
What
converters.
is it called?
It converts Cadillacs
No,
into Ford
fuck
Tempos.
you. I don't.
A catalytic converter.
A catalytic.
Catalytic.
Okay, sorry. So they're stealing them, and she said this. I didn't. She said they're worth $15,000 sometimes, but they're taking them to these like parts places, and they're like crackheads. So they're like, we'll give you $200 for it, and they're like, yeah, that's $200 for the crack.
That's always a tough one because it's worth money. I don't know if about 15,000, but I know it is. I'm sure they don't.
It's like, it's at least in the.
Because I said 15,000, and she's
But that's
like,
a risky
not
thing.
1,500. She's
That's
like, no, 15,000.
very risky. You're under a fucking car. You're like like
Yeah,
a little
but
saw.
She said they just come into the dealership. They do it at night. They get them on film. But what are they going to
the
do with
dealership would be
them?
the
What are they
best.
going to fucking do with them?
Yeah, like I said, I don't know if I said this on the podcast before, but like the guy that owns the bike shop in Fort Saskatchewan, he's like, oh yeah, we had video footage of these 2 guys smashing bricks through our window, grabbing multiple bikes, putting them into their truck. We could identify them.
Yeah.
The police knew who they were,
And they
and
did
nothing happened.
Yeah. They did
So
nothing.
I mean, if you're homeless or whatever, and you've got nothing to lose, you kind of know.
Yeah.
Like if you and I just fell on really hard times, and then one night we went out and like went into a senior's home and like threw him, get the fuck down, Rick. Like I knock an old man down and you kick an old woman in the pussy.
What?
We just take their TV and some trinkets. And then we blow it all on.
We take their TVs and the Royal Dalton dolls.
Yeah, and like all of our muffins, except the frozen shit that no one eats. I'm not falling for those like cranberry bullshit. All the chocolate chip stuff and all the fucking fruit stuff. So we take everything, and then for a couple of days we're like living well. We got a bunch of drugs, but we're also like paranoid. Like, oh my god, is anything going to happen with those seniors that we kicked and stole from? And then a year would go by and you'd be like, oh, nothing ever came of that. Like, and then you just gain this confidence of like, you can really breeze into anywhere.
Yeah.
Like you could just come into here. It's amazing that homeless people and drug addicts, they're actually pretty good people. Because they could be fucking with us way more than they do.
Absolutely.
They could fuck with us constantly.
I could have my
They've
windows
got
smashed
nothing.
on a daily basis.
What are you going to do about it?
What are they going to do about it?
And then you could be like, I got you on my fucking phone. And then he'd
And
be
they're
like,
like,
here's my
okay.
driver's license.
Yeah.
Here's my fucking social insurance card.
Yeah.
You stupid bitch.
Yeah.
Like, have fun with that.
Yeah,
have
enjoy
fun
it.
putting me behind bars.
Yeah,
It'll
good.
never happen.
Yeah, no,
There's
it
so
won't.
much crime. There's so much low-level fucking crime.
Yeah, they don't have.
That's
place
like,
for
we
it.
don't have time for that shit.
Yeah.
We really fucking don't. All people care about from a crime perspective, like the police,
Murder
is usually that's the fun stuff. But like it's usually car theft.
Yeah.
That's where people like if car thefts go up in a city, and then they mostly remain unsolved because the police just don't investigate it, then you will have big issues.
Yeah.
Because that's people with money.
Well, people with money, and also maybe the insurance companies are like, don't make us pay out all these car things. You better police these car things. I'm very suspicious of big business, and your insurance companies are awful.
Yeah, they're not good. They make a lot of fucking money.
They make a lot of money. A lot of money.
And they'll reject you for anything.
They will reject
And they'll be like, oh, sorry, we don't cover that new drug.
Yeah.
But the doctor said it's the only one that could save me. That's right.
Yeah.
We consider it experimental over here at Desjardins Insurance. Well, what's the old one is still raisin juice for pelvic cancer.
That doesn't make any sense at all. If you have coverage, you cover everything.
Well, they can just do whatever the fuck they want.
I know,
That's
it's ridiculous.
You don't know what disease you're going to get. There's 9 different types of that disease.
Yeah.
You're going to go down that rabbit hole the second you're diagnosed.
Yeah.
But it'll be like, you have fucking Jimmy Earl's MS. You're like, what kind of MS is that? Immediately on your Google machine, they're like, there's one drug, it's called Xenaminophis, and it's fucking the only drug, and it works wonders for everybody. And then you go to your insurance company, and they're like, oh yes, that one we don't cover that.
Yeah.
You're like, what do I do then?
Yeah.
Just stay inside.
Just die.
Die.
Just die.
That's so crazy to think that there are people in the United States, in the richest country on the planet. People just sit in a rocking chair and die of cancer instead of getting chemo.
Yeah.
Like in a house. They're in a house. They're not in the street. They're in a home, and they're like, today would have been a hell of a day for chemo, Gene. But
you know what I could go for is some chemo.
Oh boy, I could really go for a little chemo right now.
Or some insulin, but I can't afford insulin.
And then they go on Facebook and it's like, that doesn't work. Just take cannabis juice.
Just use some essential oils. Rub some essential oils on that cancer.
Those are the people on the left that I want to punch in the fucking face.
The oil people?
The cannabis cancer people. The connection between cannabis and cancer or whatever. Like, eat shit.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's doing anything to solve cancer. Like, people are living longer every fucking day with cancer. That's all we've done.
Yeah, if cannabis really solved cancer, we wouldn't have cancer anymore.
No, because everybody'd be like, I never got it.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, that guy smokes a ton of weed. And then we'd slowly be like, all these stoners never get cancer.
Yeah. So like, if it really, really cured cancer or
really
stopped cancer, everyone would be doing that. Yeah,
if it could prevent you from, like, if it could take away a cancer you already had, then theoretically it should be able to prevent a cancer that you were going to get. Yeah. But people that smoke weed all the time get cancer just as much as everybody else.
Exactly.
Whatever. Yeah. Fuck life.
Fuck life.
So what did you do this weekend? Did you have any big shows?
I went to the Calgary Stampede.
Oh, the Stampede. How was it?
It was shockingly fun.
Shockingly fun.
It was weird because, like, at first I'm like, I'm not going to dress like a country person. And then all of a sudden I'm wearing shorts and a denim and I got a black cowboy hat.
You're all fucking Baton Rouge.
I was Baton Rouging it up. Oh my God.
Oh, little Kathleen down on Baton Rouge.
So much fun, except for we went to the chuck wagon races and I was there when one of the horses died. It was awful. It was fucking
horse death in front of you.
They come out with a tarp. And they're gonna shoot but we got the horse up and he walked off, but then they euthanized it later. But it was really awful. So they made they made the horse get up and walk off with his broken leg. So the people in the crowd thought, oh, the horse is fine, and then later you find out he was euthanized. And I have lots of thoughts about. I love animals, but I also I know people that are in the racing industry and stuff, and they care for those horses better than human. Those horses have and that's their child that died, and it was an accident. But listen, this is my point.
It's pedicures in a prison. You know what I mean? They get treated so good in that. It's they do get treated so good, but they're trapped.
But also, so your son plays hockey. Mm-hmm. So what if there's not him, but maybe one of his friends gets checked into a board, breaks his leg, and you have to euthanize him on the other.
Right, because that's how they do that.
Yeah, that's how they do it.
Yeah,
but that's what I mean.
Why don't we have horse casts? Why can't we have a cat? Why can't we have a horse
horses,
in a fucking cast?
It's like your joke about your cat. Yeah, I'll get him to keep it off. Keep his weight off that leg. They can't.
Just fucking put him up in a thing for a while. You can just put him up.
Now you really want to put him in a prison.
Two harnesses.
These people at least let this horse run free. And you want to harness up a horse.
I want to put a cast on it, elevate it, and then
for weeks. Yeah.
Leave it there for a year.
Yeah. That's the most humane thing to do.
And then let it down, and then pet it. All four legs. Be like, and then all four legs immediately break.
But that's my thing about it, though, is people were outraged and they should cancel.
The leg that was broken was not broken in the same place. So it's a different break.
And I love animals and everything. I don't know, but I just I wasn't that entertained by the chuck wagon. Like I don't care if they happen ever again, but it's kind of weird. I don't know, because I'm like, if people play sports, people die playing sports. It's like an accident. Accidents fucking happen in everything, and like, of course, a horse is gonna break their leg and die, like, because it's an accident. Well, it's a
break their leg and die.
They all die when they.
But do you think
legs.
horses kind of know the deal? Like, do you think, I don't know. I need to know how smart animals are. That's what's the missing piece for me. I think horses
are smart.
How smart are horses? Do they know, like, I break a leg, I'm dead? Or I'm running and I'm trying to impress my guy on top of me or the guy in the wagon behind me because he's my guy. And then you break your leg and you're like, oh, don't worry, I'll be back soon, Daddy. And he's like, no, you're dead.
Yeah.
We're not going to feed you.
Apparently they're considered to be one of the most intelligent animals on earth because they can learn fast and remember things for a long time.
Oh, so they could do Shakespeare.
They could do Othello.
They can also solve problems and figure out how to get what they want, which sounds very rapey.
That sounds
rapey. Oh, they can get what they want.
They can get what they want.
They can get around all those laws, those horsey laws. I just always feel like, we don't make gorillas run. You know what I mean? We just have them in a zoo.
But there's different.
We don't make them run.
Horses have.
Why do we make them run?
Compared to humans, several scientists have said horses have the intelligence of a 3-year-old kid.
Oh, okay, so whatever.
Okay, yeah.
They're
like,
they're smart for animals. But horses have been used for that forever, for transportation forever. Gorillas have not been used forever. Maybe if they were
awesome if we use gorillas for transportation. That's when you know some guy is the king of that village. He comes in on the shoulders of a gorilla,
of a silverback gorilla.
Your village and my village are going to war, and he's on the back of a gorilla.
Only in that bed knobs and broomsticks are gorillas used as transportation.
Controversy around coconut milk is that they use monkeys to pick
the coconuts.
Slave labor. The
Oh
monkey labor. How much do we have to pay the monkeys?
Nothing. Just some bananas.
And coconuts.
Well, monkeys don't know what money is.
3 for us, 1 for you. 3 for us, 1 for you. 3 for us, 1 for you. That's a good barter system.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing.
So they use monkey labor.
Yeah.
And the monkeys probably put it in the right baskets too. Like they probably check the size and firmness of the. And then, oh my God, that's so great.
But for a province that like is all about their beef, you can't expect it to be the humane province. Like there was like a farm exhibition and there were all these cows and literally across from them within their eyesight was a freezer full of meat. like what's going on?
And I guarantee you half of the people in the audience when the horse was down, they were probably thinking, kill it and drag it off. Like let's get this next race cooking.
I don't know about that.
It's like if we wait for it to fucking get up and then hop off, then we got to wait 10 more minutes for the next goddamn chuck wagon race.
I don't remember.
Did the horse give a thumbs up? Like,
hoofs up. He gave a hoof up.
He gave a hoofs up. Like, don't worry, I'll be fine unless they shoot me. If they shoot me, I'll be dead, obviously, but I'm fine. Don't worry, fellas. I'll be back on the track in no time. Right, no time. Exactly. That's what you have left.
It was sad.
It is kind of sad. And Calgary is that they always like to, I don't want to gloat about the Johnny Gaudreau because Johnny Gaudreau left Calgary. But
who is he? I don't know who he is.
He's a little Italian hockey player.
Okay.
Gets a bunch of points. But like it's funny how Calgary tries to play this game of like everybody shits on Alberta.
Yeah.
Like nobody wants to live in Alberta. And they try to be like, oh, yeah, they mean central and northern Alberta.
Oh, not us. Yeah.
We are the jewel.
Okay.
We are one of the 3 most livable cities in Canada. Like, they always throw it in everybody's face, like, it's one of the most livable cities. Did you read that magazine?
That one time said that we were?
And it's like, yeah, if you, like, have the economic component as number 1.
Yeah, they didn't meet the people.
No. Like, they didn't meet the people on the street. They didn't go to the Saddle Dome. They didn't fucking actually find out how far it is to drive to the mountains. They didn't do any of the research. They just said like economics is the number 1 thing. Like, and so Calgary always has this thing like we're not Alberta.
Yeah.
We're, it's Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, Calgary. Like they always try to put themselves on the Mount Rushmore of Canadian cities.
Please.
And it's like eat shit.
Yeah.
Like when Johnny Gaudreau, like if McDavid leaves Edmonton, they're going to be like, it's because Edmonton's a fucking shithole. Yeah. But Johnny Gaudreau leaves and they're all like, it was for family reasons.
To go to Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, that's gonna hurt.
It was for family reasons.
Who goes to Columbus, Ohio
It was
over
for family.
Calgary? That's funny. I'll even say
No.
Calgary's a better city than Columbus, and I've never been to Columbus, but
Apparently, it's a bustling little community filled with seniors who fuck on meth. I don't know if that's true, but that'd be a weird orgy.
I mostly just drank the whole time I was there, and
That's surprising.
That's surprising for Kathleen. There was like one time we went to this one area, and there was like they were having mechanical bull rides off, and they had like kids doing it. I'm like, it was so weird. Then I was like, why are they keeping if you're gonna get on a mechanical bull, let's not start at 1. If a kid is on it, let's turn it up to 10
Crank
and make him go flying.
Get it up. If we're killing horses,
Yeah, if we're
You know,
killing horses, let's
kids need
kill
to-
some kids.
let's kill a kid or two. He falls, breaks his leg, and then just snap
Shoot
his
him.
neck.
Just a little tiny.
A little tarp for children. Why did they put a tarp over my son? Because this mechanical bull ride never stops. Let's go. Next guy, let's go. We gotta kill a kid and get another guy on. Let's move. It's like at Disneyland. Yeah, at Disneyland, it's like you could fucking fall and die, and they'd
Yeah.
be like, next guy, let's go. Number
Yeah.
4, sit in the number 4 slot.
Yeah.
Nothing stops. You die. It's like an Amazon fucking assembly line.
Yeah.
Where like, did you see? It was like a documentary about it where like somebody had died
Where?
on an Amazon assembly line.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you weren't allowed to stop. They put caution tape around it, and then for 2 hours they had to continue to work, and then they brought in like a grief counselor
Next
for
to
5
a
minutes.
dead person?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah, it's kind of crazy. Did you see the Uvalde police?
Yeah, they're fucked.
Body camera
It's
thing. Did you see the
awful.
body camera stuff?
It's awful.
I saw the security.
Police everywhere are pissed because they're like, you guys are making us look so bad.
Oh yeah,
Almost 400
Yeah.
officers there.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Swear to God.
They have 400
By the end of
officers
it,
in
yeah.
Uvalde?
You know, from like all these different.
And
Yeah,
it took them
but it never. It,
7 minutes.
State police,
but the
local police.
but the reason it was like that is because you got like 17 cops go right away.
Well, they
And
said
then
that
a
there
bunch
was
of
no
other,
organization.
and then a bunch of other cops are like, "Do you have him yet?" No,
Yeah.
and then they go, and then a bunch of other cops are like, "Do we have him in custody?"
Yeah.
No, then they go. So everybody just keeps going until they hear that he's in custody, but he never was.
No.
But the body camera footage is the really revealing stuff because it has the audio of. There are clearly moments where they are aware of what's going on, like
Yeah.
because everybody's got body cams and everybody's got radios, so they're trying to create a narrative that like lets them off the hook, even though they know what's going on.
Yeah.
and they know what's going on. They
Like
know
they're
that
being
it's a
chicken
class.
shit.
They know it's a classroom filled with children, and they know
Yeah.
there's teachers in there, and they know that a whole bunch of shots have gone off because there's debris everywhere
Yeah.
and there's dust everywhere. So they know a whole shitload of firing has happened in this area.
Yeah.
and they know that it's a classroom.
Yeah.
But they start radioing back and saying like, it's an office. We have them barricaded in an office, but they know it's not an office because it's a classroom.
Yeah.
When they first got there, 2 of them tried to get in right away, and then they
One
got
of them
shot.
had a child in there that got killed, and one of them's wife was a teacher. So they know exactly what was happening and
Well,
what we're.
the one whose wife was a teacher was forcibly removed for trying to go in. They took his gun and they.
That's fucking
Yeah.
fucked up.
Took him away from
And also the fact that like the guy didn't go in and murder all 17 children right away. He slowly throughout that time was killing people. Kids were bleeding out.
that's what I
so
was-
many more kids could have survived if they
Yeah.
had like gone in immediately. Like, and also, did you see the videos of where he's like running around in the neighborhood before? After he crashes his truck, he's walking. He's not like he went straight for the door. He's walking back and forth. 2 people from a funeral home ran into him, and they were calling the police. They're like, "There's some guy running around the elementary with a gun. You guys need to get here now."
climbed a 5-foot fence.
Yeah, like it's fucking insane.
Yeah, but they tried to go in, and then repelled back, and then at that point they realized that at the point when they realized like they all went in to be heroes, like they all went in to kill this guy, but as soon as they realized, like when the 2 guys tried to breach the doorway and were shot back immediately,
Yeah.
now they know this guy is basically standing there waiting for us to come around
Yeah.
the corner, and as soon as we do, he's going to fire.
But didn't
So
they
it's
have,
like
like,
as soon as I go around, if I'm the
shields and
first
shit?
guy, eventually, like a half an hour later, they had ballistic shields. But even if you don't have ballistic shields, you're supposed to just go. But all of them kind of realized, like,
I could
as
die.
soon as I go into that door, he's going to fire at me because that's what he did the first time.
So a bunch of like children were more brave than a bunch of grown adult men.
So they're
It's
pretending.
fucking
So
disgusting.
they're pretending for the public record and for their body cams and for the like whoever the fuck they're calling.
Yeah.
They're pretending that the suspect is in an office. He's barricaded, and then they busy themselves with like breaking windows and getting kids out of other classrooms. Right. So like a lot of them are doing everything except for what they should
Should
they
be
know
doing.
they should be doing.
Yeah.
They're keeping busy and they're doing shit.
Yeah.
Like some of them were standing in the hall, but a lot of other ones
They're
were like going
arresting
around
parents
and
that are
like
trying to
arresting
go in.
parents.
Fucking crazy.
But then there was a point, like maybe 20 minutes in, where somebody's body cam revealed that like they were being dispatched, and somebody was saying, "There's a kid. He's dialed 911. He's in that
Yeah.
room, and there's victims everywhere." And then the officer relays it to the chief,
Yeah.
and the chief says nothing. So none of them said anything because they kind of looked at him like, we already fucking, like, we all know what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're not going in there.
Yeah.
And then he started firing again, and they all went, whoa, like they all jumped.
Ugh.
And then one cop was like, there's kids in there, we need to go in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then the incident commander was like, no, that's why I'm talking to him. I'm trying to get him out of there. But they knew.
Also, why are you trying to talk to him? Fucking kill him. Like this.
Take
him alive. No, don't take him alive. Kill him.
I can't believe that many guys didn't go in. That's
It's
what I can't
fucking
believe.
insane.
Like I can believe 3, 4, 5 cops didn't
And
go
who
in.
was holding the ones that wanted to go in? Like, why? Okay, if someone wants to go be the hero. At least try with this one. We'll keep trying until we get these little kids out of there. Like this. Why would they hold him back? Why the fuck
Yeah.
would they hold anybody that wanted to go in and do something about it back? That makes absolutely
No.
no sense. It's
Even the parents,
crazy.
like yeah. So you're
There was
doing,
a mom that, like, I've said this a million times on this podcast, that actually ran into the school,
Yeah.
went and found her kids and got them out because she's like, well, they're not doing it.
So how could you do less than 0?
Yeah.
They're doing. It's like
Yeah.
not only are you not doing any, like it would have been better if you'd never come.
Yeah.
If you had, I mean, when you talk about defund, at least defund that police.
Yeah.
Because if they had never shown up, then there would have been like a couple of guys and moms and
They
shit
would have run in and
that would have
done
just fucking
something.
run in. 2 of them would have been killed. And then the 3rd and 4th, like that's the principles of war.
There
right?
were parents that were
you
showing
throw
up with
5
guns
people
to
at
kill
somebody,
them.
and then
Yeah.
they kill 1, 2, 3, and then 4 and 5.
Yeah.
Like so, nobody was willing to be numero uno.
No.
Nobody wanted to be. They knew like the first guy around that corner is toast.
Yeah.
And it's not. And I'm not gonna start saying like we need to fucking go in there because I don't want to be number one. I
Yeah.
don't want to be the guy who just gets
You get
murdered.
stance. Yeah.
Because they, like within minutes, as soon as they got there, they ran right. That's what is so amazing to me. As soon as they got there, they ran to the door. Like
Yeah.
they knew what they were supposed to do.
Yes.
They ran right to the classroom.
they got
as
shot at and
soon-
they ran
They
away.
got shot at. They ran away, and then everything changed.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, well,
This is
Huh.
scary.
yeah,
I'm scared.
But these are like for them to pretend that it was an office initially,
Mm-hmm.
like that's what pisses me off the most because they were school police.
Yeah.
So they knew that school.
Yeah.
They knew that was not an office.
Yeah.
Who the fuck has an off? Like even if you see the video, you're like, that's not a fucking office.
Yeah.
Those are 2 adjoining classrooms. Like, so they were saying on the radio like, we have him barricaded in an office so that they could later come back. Like that's what they thought was going to happen in the aftermath. Is they were going to be like, whoopsie daisy, we thought it was the sick bed. They're like, well, we haven't had a sick bed here since 1997. And like, oh,
Oopsies.
boy, am I old.
You're really fucking
I'm
us
an
up
old,
here.
I'm an old guy, I guess. I'm an old bird. You thought that man was barricaded in the world's largest fucking elementary school sick bed. Yes, that's what I thought. So they thought they were going to be able to lie their way out of it that way, but they could not.
It's so gross. It's so like every time, just everything that comes out of America, you're just like horrified by. And I think we're just seeing more and more because there's cameras everywhere, so it's catching everything. And I mean, of course, we're gonna hear about this school shooting, but then you don't hear about the one where only 3 kids died because that's not enough to hear about
I
it.
mean, it's just a crazy world we live in that we're poisoned all the time by information.
Yeah.
Like we're just poisoned by it.
Yeah.
Rather than like 500 years ago, if Romans were killing 80,000 Germanic people by throwing them in boiling oil, you could be just over the hill going at a birthday party like that, and then never hear about that. Like
Yeah.
that diddy, what a party!
No, that's just how we keep
I
the
love this
population under
village.
control.
Like, yeah, be like, what's going on? I can hear like a sizzling noise over the well.
It
And
is
then
true.
you'd
You
never hear
kind of
about it.
do need conflict in the world to. That's why we're so like out of control. I think because there is no like we haven't had a giant war in a very long time, and I think that there's so much violence out there, and like I don't know. It's
And the
weird.
world isn't more fucked up than it's ever been.
No.
The world's more normal than
We
it's ever
just
been.
see it
Because
more.
if we lived back in those days, be like, okay, cool. I don't know what's on
Yeah,
Twitter.
feeding Christians to lions, right? Like,
I don't know what's on Twitter and
Yeah.
stuff, but I'm fighting for my life in this village all the time.
Yeah.
Somebody is coming in, like somebody's coming into
whether
my
it's
village.
violence or I get an infection, like that kind of shit.
I've been colonized by somebody.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
the French, and then there's the yappy kid who's like, I hate you, and then he just gets executed in front of you, and you
Yeah.
can't really do anything. It's
Yeah.
like, well, there's 180 of us and one Roman guy. Like,
Yeah, there weren't
but-
a lot of sassy people back then. You couldn't be sassy
you-
back
not,
then.
Hey, Romans are here. Like, I don't care who's here.
I would have
Shut
been,
your fucking mouth.
I would have been executed long ago.
You would have been you would not have been allowed to leave the hut.
I get way too
you
sassy.
you would have been in the hut. Stay in the fucking hut.
I almost got Casey Corbin killed by a Hell's Angel because we were in Halifax together.
You drunk with a Roman
Yeah.
500 years ago. I'm just in a little village trying to stay alive and keep everything not on fire, and you come out drunk like, oh, Mr. Fancy Vest. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, he just called that fucking Roman with the golden eagle Fancy Vest.
I basically what the Hell's
You
Angels?
get your family killed very fast.
Oh yeah.
But so would your mom. Like, I don't know how
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys came from a
I get
long
my
line
sass
of
from
ladies that
Wendy
had to
McGee. Oh, hell
stay in
yeah.
the hut when the Romans
Yeah,
came.
stay in the hut when you're menstruating and when the Romans come. You
Yeah.
stay in the hut.
When the Romans come, Kathleen has got to be out of town. They don't usually come for unsolicited visits, so we just send her away. There would probably be in every village, like, you know, they would come for routine checks. Like, oh, the Romans are going to come. It's the thing. They want their fucking money.
Yeah.
And blah, blah, blah. So you'd know when they were going to come. It would be like clockwork, and you would send all your mouthy, drunkish
Yeah.
people away that day. You'd be like, we can't afford to have them even here.
Yeah.
They got to go in the field. They got to drink in the forest.
And don't even get me started about the dragons they had to deal
That's how
with.
bush parties started.
Dragons?
No, just like people who weren't allowed to stay in the village when the Romans came. And they started that phase of
awesome.
like, you know what? It is fun to drink in a forest.
It is fun.
I don't need to be in town.
I've been listening to Molly Shannon's autobiography, and it's so good.
Yeah.
She had a crazy life. Like her mom and her baby sister and her cousin were all killed in a car accident. She was in it with her older sister and her dad. Her dad was driving, and he wasn't drunk, but he shouldn't have been driving. You know what I mean? So that she had to deal with
Buzz
all
driving
that.
is drunk
Yeah.
driving.
Exactly. Buzz driving is drunk. But she was like so. I just like it. She's I don't know. She's hilarious, and she would do crazy fucking shit. Like she talks about how I can talk about it because she talks about it in her book. She was assaulted by Gary Coleman from Good Times because her first manager also managed him, and she's back in New York, and her manager calls her, do you want to meet Gary Coleman? And she's like, oh sure. She goes up to his hotel room, and he literally jumps on her, and she's like, so I threw him to the ground. Like the story is so fucked up because it's like horrifying because he kept on trying to kiss her and stuff, but she kept on saying, yeah, just would push him off of me, and he would just fall to the ground. So it's funny, but it's horrifying. So that story's great. But also the way that she got her break in Hollywood was because she did this thing called the Mamet scam. So David Mamet is a playwright, and so they just said that they were assistants of David Mamet, and they would call casting agencies around, be like, hey, this is Liz, I can't remember what her name was, and I'm David Mamet's assistant, and we just want you to have a look at these two actors, Molly Shannon and this other guy. And they're like, oh yeah, absolutely. So she'd get these meetings with the biggest managers and stuff in Hollywood because they're like, oh, we love David. Oh my God, yes, yes, absolutely. We'd love to see who he thinks is talented. And that's how like she got so many auditions. I'm like, fuck yeah.
Good for her.
And she even says at the end of that chapter, she's like, maybe more women need to scam their way into Hollywood. It was so fucking, I fucking love her. She's so great. But yeah, I just love it. Yeah,
Lying your way to the top is the best.
grinding?
Lying.
Oh, that's how most people are doing it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I
love it when people lie.
You don't
and
have
get
to
ahead.
fuck to get stuff anymore. That's not a thing.
No.
You just lie to get your way up to the top. Like, I just like, you don't need, if you have integrity, you're not going to go far, is all I'm saying. like you have to be able to lie a lot and be good at lying to get through some stuff. Because also you have to fake that you're having fun with the industry people.
Oh, hey, I'm having a blast.
Yeah. Want to go for brunch? But
brunch is the best.
Brunch is the best. But yeah, no, it's great.
Well, because there were the one kind of fun success story ish was like there was like a comedian, Vince Fluke. Remember Vince Fluke? Like
he was another guy that lied his way.
Yeah, well, wasn't it? I don't even know if it was like a big lie. It was more like he was at an award show at Just for Laughs.
Yeah.
He didn't even have shows.
Yeah.
He wasn't even. I don't think he was booked to do the festival. He was just there. Just like that's the thing too.
Really?
That's the thing. Like the Molly Shannons of the world. I think like you just go places.
Yeah, that's
and
what
you're
she would
in the,
do.
And you're in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And then you're just in the middle of. You're physically in the middle of it,
Yeah.
and then you just kind of bullshit your way through it. But Vince Fluke was there, and then somebody got an award for something, but then didn't go up. And
So
then
he went
Vince
up?
Fluke went up and accepted the award for a stranger, and people like thought it was funny. They're like, "Fuck, that was fucking hilarious!" Like,
What?
who is that guy?
Oh
That,
my
like,
God.
Did that? And then he got a development deal out of that,
What?
like just accepting an award.
That year, that was like the year that like Dave Chappelle
Yeah,
got
there was
one,
4
Margaret
people
Cho,
that got
Dane
it.
Cook,
Dane
and
Cook.
Vince Fluke. Yeah, I remember.
Dane Cook, Margaret Cho,
Dave Chappelle and Vince
Dave
Fluke
Chappelle, Vince Fluke
got development
were
deals.
the 4 people that got development deals that year
Vince
from
was-
Disney or whatever.
Vince
it's like
was-
it
yeah.
was like $50,000. You get to move to LA and you get $50,000
Yeah.
or some shit. Yeah.
Vince was supposed to be George of the Jungle. He was like in the running to be George of the Jungle.
Mm.
Like it's so weird.
Yeah, he couldn't make it stick, but like he
Yeah.
was able to parlay like just a weird thing he did by putting himself in the middle
Yeah.
of shit.
Yeah.
You know, he was able to parlay that into like moving to Los Angeles,
Yeah.
having money, doing comedy, you know, like it's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
But then you look at that development deal list later
Yeah, and you're
and
just
you're
shocked.
like, wow.
That's
like,
crazy.
All 3, like the 3 other people that you were with are worth over $100
Someone
million.
needs to do a documentary about Vince because honestly, he's one of the most
It is pretty
interesting
crazy.
characters.
Yeah.
I remember when I first started doing comedy.
Leather pants, always in leather pants.
I first started doing comedy, like everyone would be like, do not tell Vince you have your own apartment. Like, do not, he will stay on your couch for a month. Like, don't tell him that. And he was just like, he was funny. He was odd. I remember he was on a Just for Laughs
He's a very nice
showcase.
guy, yeah,
he was a
very
very
kind,
nice guy. He just like walked in 5 minutes late and he was supposed to go up first. I don't know why they put him up
He
first.
would just go and hang out with Stanhope. You'd be
Yeah.
like, hey, he would be like this Where's Waldo character of comedy
Yeah.
where you would see like a tour poster of Stanhope and Vince Fluke would be standing behind him.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck? Like, how did Vince, what's going on there?
And I don't know where he is now. Like there was like a sort of concern for him for a while, but I think he was found and he's like, I don't want to be found. I think he was found and he's like, I'm good.
Fine. I'm
Leave
good.
me alone.
Yeah, I don't want
Like,
to talk
wanna-
to anybody.
Yeah. Because I was talking to Marty in Vancouver and he's really good friends with Vince. And when Vince was missing, like he was very concerned for him because I don't know what happened to him. Like I think he just kind of like,
He just disappeared. Like, he just didn't keep in touch with anybody.
yeah.
If he had kept in touch with one person,
But I heard he might have been homeless in Seattle for a little while. I don't know. It's crazy. That would be a good documentary, Finding Vince Fluke.
yeah, finding Vince Fluke would be pretty funny.
He is like serious. Like he is like a character. There's always those weird characters.
And
that
like
come
you
along.
were saying like about the showcase that I interrupted you probably, but like did he do good on the showcase?
I think
but, like,
he.
Because he would always
Probably.
do well in like
Yeah.
7-minute sets. I'd be like, oh wow, he had like a stripper pole
Yeah.
joke that was funny about his sister, like firefighters, strippers
Yeah.
or something like that. There's a pole in his house, and all of his sons ended up firefighters. And his
That is funny.
daughter, bada bing, you know, she's a stripper, of course.
No, that would be. Yeah, I'm always curious about what happened to him because like he was very, very interesting.
The Stampede, I went and did like a show there once or
Yeah.
something, and it does drag you in.
You would hate it though, Sean. You would not enjoy it. You're not a drinker.
Yeah, I
And
don't really
like
drink.
it, like literally,
I would have to be drunk, right?
Yes, you'd have to be. You have to be very because the place that we went to the second day, I think it's called the Wild Horse Saloon or something, and it was like it's just this huge tent, and it's literally the
been in
douchiest
there.
of the douches, dressed in their finest cowboy.
Douche,
Like we
yeah.
had a checklist that we were looking like with things we would see that day, and like first minute in Nashville North for my first day there, I walked in, I was like, crying girl. I already saw a crying girl, like. But like it was hilarious. There was this one dude, and he had like full on Western outfit. He had like those glasses that go over your whole eye, And then he had these really awesome cowboy boots, and we were kind of just like looking at them. We weren't talking to him. We were just like looking at them, and he just caught us looking at his boots, and he's like, Midland, Texas. He was awesome. He was my favorite. Every time I saw him wandering around, I'm like, Midland, Texas.
He's like, wait, did he mean the boots are from there? Or
Yeah,
him?
yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
But then, like, so the bathrooms get disgusting because
How do
it's
you think
like
a real cowboy would feel about like what, like a guy from the early 1900s walking into Calgary and seeing a guy in like $1,200 worth of cowboy getup.
Yeah.
And they're like, "What the fuck are you
real cowboys
supposed to be?"
know that they're just gonna see a bunch of fake cowboys.
Yeah.
That's just like part of Stampede. But yeah, and then
maybe
they were
it's okay to be a fake cowboy once in a while.
yeah. And the new drink out in Calgary, although it's been the drink in Victoria forever, is called a shaft. So it's like
Right.
it's supposed to be like milk.
They're good, yeah.
They're good. And they're supposed to be like this little. So they were having shafts. I'm like, why are they having shafts? It's going to be disgusting. Everyone's going to be puking up milk. What are you doing? But they were using almond milk, and I had 20, and I loved it.
How much does that cost?
Oh, I didn't pay a lot of this stuff, but it was not cheap there. It's like $10 a
Wow.
drink. 10 to 12 bucks.
So
a
you're
drink.
getting free drinks?
Most of the night.
That's so great.
I have good friends. But yeah, we were drinking shafts all night, and then one of my friends, he's
20. I can't even laugh because I had 10 shafts one
yeah,
night. In I can't remember
They go
where
down
it was, but it was
fast.
like, yeah,
And
we would
yours
order
was with
3
real milk?
shafts. Yep.
not
Mine was
almond
with
milk. It's so
fucking-
much better with almond milk. I think it would be even amazing or with oat milk because it would taste like so good.
I try to be tolerant of lactose, but it's hard. It's hard to be
I just
tolerant
like
of lactose.
love the fact that you don't have to worry about the curdling because like that's always the worst. Like in Newfoundland, there's like a bar on George Street called Lottie's, and their drink is the White Russian, and literally at the end of the night, it's just like piles of curdled puke everywhere.
I wonder if like could you make a paralyzer with almond milk? Would that be any
Probably,
good?
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. Do you like paralyzers?
Sometimes I do.
I just don't understand. Coke,
Sometimes I do
milk,
because, like,
and
but
vodka.
The problem with the paralyzer is the ingredient like pour has to be
Right.
I don't even mean the order of the pour. I mean
Yes, it
like
does.
the no, I know
Yeah.
that has to be right, but like you can't have too much Coke. You can't
Yeah.
have too much milk. Like there's so many
It's
things
gotta
that
be
have
exact.
to be right.
Yeah.
Like if you get a really good one, you're like, fuck, is that delicious?
Yeah.
But sometimes you're like, that's too much of that. There's not enough of this.
Yeah.
It's a little boy.
Yeah, it's got to be precise.
It's got to be so perfect. So it's
Yeah.
like it's a hard drink to order because you're like, you feel like being an asshole and being like, how many paralyzers do you make in a year?
Yeah.
If the answer is under 10, then I'll just have a rum and Coke.
yeah.
But if you pour a lot of paralyzers, I'll try yours.
All I
I'll try
wanna see,
your
I want
special
to find the best
paralyzer
paralyzer. Paralyze me.
in
Paralyze
the
me.
world.
But there, my friend was there, and he's like he's an idiot. He was like, he had a lot to drink, and we're all like watching this concert of some country guy that I had no idea who he was. And I looked over at him, and he's looking like he's having trouble. Like, he's looking like he might barf, and he's like, and I'm like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, just puts his finger out, and he's just like, just
please.
please, just leave it. And I'm like, oh my god, please
Don't speak of it.
don't do this in
Don't
front of everybody.
speak
And
of
he's
it.
just like, and you see his eyes watering and his cheeks puffing, and then he just goes when he's done, and then he dances. And he's like, I'm good for the rest of the night. I battled and I'm good. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I fucking chased the dragon.
It was pretty funny, but yeah, no, it's, the
And
Stampede.
then he
was-
danced like did he do
He
a
did a little
celebration
jig.
dance
He
for
did a
not
little-
puking?
He did a little I didn't puke jig.
That's awesome.
It was
didn't
fun.
Puke. I'm feeling good.
Stampede was fun.
He seems like a great guy because I'm not the kind of guy who'd be like, hold it. Like, this
Yeah.
might be funny. Like, it's going to be funny either way, but I'm hoping not to vomit. I'm like the guy who's like I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm not going to let you be like, are you going to puke? No one has ever been at a table and had the chance to ask me, like, if I'm going to, you look like you might puke. I'm gone. I was
Have you
gone.
puked in public a lot?
No, like bathrooms.
Yeah. Have you ever had an embarrassing one? Because I don't think I
Puked in
have.
bathrooms.
I don't think I've
I
like ever puked
probably
in front of
have.
a bunch of people.
Oh, yeah, I know I did have one where I vomited in front of a bunch of people.
When?
I think I was in high school.
That's the worst because the kid that puked in school, you will never forget that. I remember the names of every kid that puked in my school life.
Yeah, but I was known for not. Well, I wasn't known, but I never really puked. I drank all the time.
Yeah.
And it was weed. Like if I got
Oh, your
drunk
greenhouse
and
story.
high,
Yeah.
then I would puke.
Yeah.
If I was drunk and high.
Yeah.
But it had to be a combo.
It had to be a mix up.
Was it half an hour of really fun? You're like, I'm really high and drunk.
And then you're
this
like,
is a
no.
fun then. Bye-bye.
Oh, no.
See you later.
I feel yucky.
Well, we've got this. We did holy fuck. We've got podcasts for weeks now.
Yeah, because I'm
We got
leaving.
this one. You're leaving. Where are you going? You're going
to
out
BC.
east, right?
Yeah,
West.
west. Heading west.
I have comedy this weekend at the
Yeah.
Laugh Shop in Calgary,
Woo!
the jewel of Alberta.
The jewel of Alberta.
One of the greatest cities on earth. A bunch of fucking idiots. They don't mean us. Like whenever somebody derides Alberta, they're like, well, they don't mean us.
Yeah.
They don't mean giant Banff.
Giant.
Otherwise known
We
as
have
Calgary.
mountains.
We're gigantic.
Well, you don't have
Banff.
mountains. You have a view of mountains. Please, let's stop this we have mountains bullshit.
Yeah, you end right at Stony. Right
Yeah.
at the Stony, that Stony Trail.
Yeah.
That's you.
Yeah.
You're just a dome and a fucking, like some ski hills, some giant ski ramps. You're ski ramp town.
Yeah, I'm not doing shows for a while. I'm doing, like most of July, I'm like, I don't want to do stuff. But I'm doing stuff in like Prince George again at first weekend of August.
Okay, well, let's keep us posted.
Yeah, I will. I don't think it's ever been like, oh, that brought people out.
No, I don't think so. Most of the time, it's just like the co-host of Dead Baby Bear. Dead Baby Bear just
What
causes
is that?
confusion.
I
to
always get
strangers,
people to
like-
mention it though. I always do because I'm
they're
like,
what is that even?
'cause
What?
then I'm like, Google it then, and then they
Well,
find it.
Google it, bitch.
Yeah, Google it. Maybe Google it. Maybe that should be my new catchphrase. I'm going to come and go ahead and Google it.
Go ahead and Google it. Don't ask me. Google it. That would be kind of a fun, cheesy shirt. I could probably sell more of those shirts than I could of any other
Yeah.
type of shirt. Don't ask me. Google it. And they just like have the Google the same colors as
Oh, I have to tell you
normal
that
Google.
I have I'll tell you this and then we'll end. I got hit on by like a 19-year-old boy.
Does that feel good or weird?
It was gross. It made me feel creepy, and also they're so bad at it. Like so I've got a new joke about how it's like they're like a toddler just learning to walk, but they're just learning to talk to women. So they're like just like stumbling over and like booby, give me a booby. But yeah,
And mama's like, yeah.
I'm not a cougar.
No, you're not one of those people.
No,
that's
I
like,
can't. It creeps me out.
Yeah, because they're children-ish.
Like I would have
you
been
know?
in my adult years when they were born. That creeps me the fuck out. Like
Yeah.
when that girl told me she was born in 1999, I was like, I could have swallowed you at Safegrad. That's weird. That's fucking weird.
Gross.
Weird. Anyway,
You could be not alive now.
yeah.
We want those girls to spit all that semen out and put it in their vagina. Roe v. Wade.
There's going to be a baby black market soon. All those women that don't want their babies are going to start selling them because they need the money.
Straight into sex trafficking. Right into the hands of liberal groomers. Oh, well.
Man, what a world.
All right. Well, thanks for being on your own podcast.
Thanks for joining me on your own podcast.
All right. Well,
Okay.
have a good evening.
Yeah, you
have
too.
a great wedding.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.